Good morning. Thank you very much for those kind words of introduction and welcome. The Pacific Islands Forum Secretary General, Barunwanga, Turama Takali, members of the Pacific Islands Forum represented here by heads of missions and senior officials, representatives of our regional security organizations, sisters and brothers from the Pacific security community, academics and civil society representatives, and other experts. Nisa Bulawanaka. The very common trend in Fiji now called cover barrel nights. It's when communities and families put on a night of drinking kava. It's always night. I've never come across a kava breakfast. Perhaps that's how we will welcome each other from now on in the Pacific or in Fiji. Very warm welcome to you all. It's a bit cool today. I welcome everyone who is here for the conference and you from the Pacific security community and beyond. You all gathered here in Suva for the Pacific Regional and National Security Conference. I welcome you on behalf of the government and the people of Fiji, particularly the chiefs and the people of Suva and of this land that we stand on, and we pay our respect to them, past, present, and emerging leaders. Seeing everyone here today highlights and emphasizes and underlines the solidarity and the requirement and the need for solidarity for the Pacific security efforts. All of us can build peaceful and prosperous Pacific communities by cooperating and learning from each other. The government that I lead is committed to building peace at home, in the Pacific, and on the global stage. This is why I'm so pleased that you have gathered here in a spirit of friendship and shared purpose to also promote peace and security. Because, sisters and brothers, when I think about the legacy I want to leave for my children, grandchildren, now my great-grandchildren, we must work together to tackle the poly-crisis before our great blue Pacific. I believe on Wednesday you will conduct a future exercise to consider the decades ahead of 2050. How will we reach the future that we want in 2050? What legacy will we leave our children and grandchildren? These are the most important questions for us to be asking ourselves and asking of each other. To leave a future that is good, a future we are called to act on the thoughts for today. Let me outline some aspects of this poly-crisis before our great blue Pacific and how Fiji is responding. Climate change. Like all of you, I remain very concerned about the existential threat that climate change poses to our blue Pacific. The seasonal patterns our ancestors lived by are shifting very rapidly with more changes ahead. Here in the Pacific, the difference between 1.5 degrees and 2 or 3 degrees is not subtle. it is a knife's edge. It is the difference between the habitability of our island homes and forced migration. That is the difference. It is the difference between catching your own fish and growing your own family food, or being wholly dependent on imported protein. It is the difference between economic sovereignty and fully fledged dependence on external aid and disaster relief. The only way through is to work together, as this conference demonstrates. For Fiji, as our capacity allows, we will continue to deploy humanitarian and disaster relief to our neighbors, including for bushfires, severe tropical cyclones, earthquakes, and tsunamis. Please take the message back to your home. Fiji stands with you and ready to assist when you call. Transnational crime. Fiji, like all foreign members, also faces the challenges of protecting our waters against transnational organized crime. Fiji, through the combined efforts of our border agencies and the support of our partners, our partners, has carried out many drug raids in recent times. The value of the drugs seized is estimated to be in the billions of dollars. That's a lot of money. Would anyone like to buy what we have bought? We're not even allowed to sell it. This is the reality that Fiji faces today as a hub and transit point in the Pacific. Not part of our national plan, it just happened. We know that crime and criminal groups do not respect our borders, neither ours nor yours. Rather, they manipulate borders in their ambitious model. Cyber criminals ignore our borders altogether. These criminal groups can only be disrupted and dismantled by all of us working together. I look forward to hearing the Council's ideas for how we can fight the scourge of transnational crime and drug trafficking. These challenging times also remind us of the importance of human security. The triple burden of non-communicable diseases, mental health, and the climate emergency are straining health resources everywhere. The COVID-19 pandemic also reminded us of the importance of biosecurity in our interconnected world. We welcome this dialogue, bringing together expertise from across the Blue Pacific to strengthen our approach to human security. An ocean of peace. The good professor asked me this morning, how do you come up with this idea? I think he was being very kind. He didn't go on to explain my background. As a former peacekeeper, before I became Prime Minister, I had some dark chapters in my career, which you all know about. And that is why I've come to talk about peace now. I've seen the world from peacekeepers point of view. I've seen a country from a peace disturbers point of view. Now I know what I want for my children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren. I want peace for them. We now see also the rules-based order that had provided stability for so long now under threat. The Pacific has become a geostrategic arena in the last decade. A multitude of interests, many not in incongruence with each other, collide. There is no end in sight, and the chances of miscalculation are very high. Let us be careful. Let us be alert. This is why I have been advocating for the Blue Pacific to be declared as an ocean of peace. When the professor asked me this morning before we came in, what do you see? I said, I see what Ferdinand Magellan saw and felt as he entered into these waters. He felt peace. And peace is something that is already regional. It's natural for the people of the Pacific. And those that come into our region, that's why our tourism is growing. People just feel at peace when they come home. When they come to your home, come to our home. We need to extend that. I have advocated the Blue Pacific as an ocean of peace. Together we exercise sovereign authority over a very large part of the globe. I believe it is fitting, therefore, that at a time of geostrategic tension, of economic uncertainty, and a changing climatic environment, we, who are the custodians of the ocean, welcome the proposal that the Pacific is an ocean of peace, and agree to adopt a number of high-level principles to guide effort to realize this ambition and embed this peace as a cornerstone of future policies and strategies. An ocean of peace must reflect the Pacific way, which I said earlier is natural. The concept recognizes that both core values and the Pacific identity are shared across the region. Local customs and understandings vary. Humility, quiet leadership, reconciliation, and communication and communion run through these definitions. So whoever enters the Pacific region will be compelled to tone down and tune in to the ways of the Pacific. The ocean of peace will be the Blue Pacific's contribution to world order and peace. Our Blue Pacific region and our peoples will be the very emblems of peace. The government that I lead has been working hard on developing the ocean of peace concept. And I will be presenting these ideas to my fellow forum leaders when we gather in Tonga in August of this year at the forum leaders meeting. As we refine our proposal, I welcome the conference's ideas for how we can ensure the Blue Pacific is truly an ocean of peace. Another thought you might take on board while you're discussing is a concept I raised in Port Moresby when we met there a few months ago. I ventured for the idea of Commonwealth of the Pacific. Not as in the British Commonwealth, but the Commonwealth of the Pacific. Just think about that. Think about how much the European Union has benefited from coming together as the European Union, or the oil producers coming together as OPEC. What about the biggest fishing ground owners coming together as the Commonwealth of the Pacific? I congratulate those countries which have decided to embark on the voyage of creating their national security strategies. I congratulate those which have decided to review the existing strategies because of new circumstances and new understandings. Fiji is on this voyage also through our national security and defense review process. This work is preceded by the development of Fiji's first foreign policy white paper, which will define our values and interests. From this basis, we stand shoulder to shoulder with you as part of the Pacifico Valley, and how we will protect and project ourselves to the world. This strategy represents a pivotal step in our journey towards a secure, stable, and prosperous Fiji. Now the voyage ahead. Sisters and brothers, there is a great voyage ahead of us. We must build a great Ngua or Waka together. We must work together to safeguard our Blue Pacific for this generation and those generations to come. We have our very own Pacific way of leadership to guide us. The Pacific way reminds us of where we have been, our traditions, our languages, our cultural values, our faith, the things we must take with us into the future. And the Pacific way reminds us of where we want to go, of our care and concern for the next generation and the world we want to leave for them. We have the regional agreements too, which bring us together for collective action. We have the Bird Declaration on Regional Security, endorsed by foreign leaders in Nauru in 2018, which declared the Pacific to be a region of peace. So my idea is not really a novel one. It's already there. And we have the 2050 strategy for the Blue Pacific continent, our regional guide to the future. As Secretary General Wanda said here at this welcome ceremony on the 14th of June, we are a region which promotes stability and security with a culture of love and respect. The leaders who built our regional family, our regional family home and house have been visionaries. If anything, their voices carry over the waves the message, we need each other more than ever. And when I see all of you in your beautiful Mbula shirts, I'm reminded of the stars which bind us together. As we go on these great voyages together, they will lead us to our destinations. I want to leave you with one humble suggestion. This conference name of Pacific, Regional, and National Security Conference. The dialogue about Pacific Security Cooperation to 2050 is a bit long. Pacific, whatever. I have to look at it again. Pacific, Regional, and National Security Conference. What did we call it? The Super Dialogue. But we had a Super Dialogue that didn't end up very well, eh? So maybe another name, but short one. We'll be very pleased to have you back in Suva for your important discussions next year. And by that time, hopefully, we will have found a name for this one. You will be made to feel very, very welcome here. My best wishes to you all for a successful conference. Don't spend all the time under the roof. Get out and see Suva. Enjoy the company of the people. And I hope you will enjoy your time and the hospitality that has been promised to me by Baron Wanga and his staff. If it doesn't happen, tell me. God bless you all. God bless Fiji. Have a great conference. Now, whatever.